For more, I'm joined by sports commentator Brendan Telfer. And Brendan, what do you think that debrief might have looked like between Ian Foster and Mark Robinson earlier today?
Well, they're both mature, intelligent and sensible men, so any differences they may have had in the past, I think, were secondary today. And also, Robinson, of course, is basically representing the board of New Zealand Rugby Union, who would have had the final say here. So they would have looked at this thing logically and dispassionately, and in the light of what happened at Ellis Park on Sunday morning, it wasn't really a big surprise that they've come to this conclusion. I suppose I'm a little surprised that they have given basically a tick here for Ian Foster right through to the end of the Rugby World Cup next year. I would have thought they might have wanted to have reviewed his situation and his position at the end of, if not the Rugby Championship, which still has about 5 or 6 weeks to run. Then there's a tour to the Northern Hemisphere to play, I think, at least 3 test matches up there. But basically now Foster has been given a clear run all the way through to the Rugby World Cup next year, which is a sensible decision in many ways. I mean, if they'd made big changes now, it would have brought and got rid of the coach. It would have been very disruptive for the players. It would have been very unstable as well for the game generally, and the controversy would have dragged on. So I think common sense has prevailed, and common sense has been the victor today.
Well, we're pleased to hear that, because New Zealand Rugby's management of the pressure and the scrutiny in the past few weeks has been pretty chaotic, Brendan. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think they probably panicked a bit, to be perfectly honest, after the Irish series. No one, I think, in their right mind really expected the All Blacks to lose that series to Ireland. Ireland was a very good team, and they'd beaten the All Blacks a couple of times in recent years, so it didn't surprise us that they won a test. But to lose that series was a real surprise. And then the New Zealand Rugby Union, within hours of that series loss, put a press release out saying this result is unacceptable. And that basically triggered this soap opera that's followed for the weeks since then. They didn't come out and say we're going to fire the coach, and if they were of a mind to have done that, that was the time to have done it, when there was widespread sort of public, I suppose, concern about where the All Blacks were heading. But since then, things have changed, and the All Blacks have gone off to South Africa and had this great win over the weekend, and so really they had no choice but, I think, to renege on any thoughts that they may have had of getting rid of him. I mean, there were press reports that have come out saying that Robinson and the board wanted Foster to resign, and he said, no, I'm not going to resign. So those differences clearly have been resolved to the point where, for the best and hopefully for the good of the game and for the good of the All Blacks, there is stability. And in sport at the highest level, stability is a much underrated and an important factor. That's what the All Blacks have got now. The players will be relieved. Foster's clearly relieved, and they can build on that performance from Ellis Park over the next few weeks against Australia and Argentina.
Absolutely. And Brendan, where does all of this leave Scott Robertson, the hugely talented Crusaders coach, who's come out sort of during this fray and said that he wants a World Cup?
He does, but I think he's also realistic enough to know that probably Foster was going to get the job, and after the weekend he's going to get it now until the end of next year. He's still a relatively young man, Scott Robinson, in terms of the ageing process of All Black coaches. The Rugby Union like their coaches to be experienced and hard-nosed, and Robertson may well go offshore. But I have no doubt that if he wants the job as All Black coach, one day he will get it, as long as he continues to produce the sort of results he has in recent years.
Yeah, for now, though, it's Ian Foster, and we are looking forward to that Rugby World Cup. Brendan Telfer, thank you so much for your insight and for your analysis here on 8 o'clock.